Like you said, special film, first time at TIFF. How does it feel?
Honestly, we had our first screening yesterday. We had the gala premiere yesterday, and I'm numb. I'm numb with the response that we got. I was an emotional mess. I was just crying and howling, and I tried really hard to keep it together. But this experience is unmatched. I
Right.
haven't felt anything like this,
Yeah.
and because the Indian diaspora is so large in Toronto,
Yes.
they love us so much, and I'm just so thankful, full of gratitude and grateful that thank you for coming. Our beautiful film at TIFF has gotten so much love. It's a different feeling when you see the audiences react to every joke. They when they react to every line, when they are with you, and you're like, oh my God, okay. We are okay. We are
You
okay.
did something right.
Yes.
It's a phenomenal film.
Thank
I had
you.
the pleasure of watching it.
I
The honor
know.
of watching it, absolutely.
But I also read the review. It was.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, you read it?
I read it. I was so excited, and it
Thank
gave me
you.
such happiness and joy. And it was
Thank
just.
you. So I know you talk about the Indian diaspora. Obviously, it's huge out here in Toronto, but just in the West itself, you bring Thank You for Coming, a big Hindi commercial film to TIFF, a huge representation moment. How does that feel to just be South Asian in the diaspora with so much love and being the face of, the representation at TIFF with Thank You for Coming?
I feel like it's a small step towards a larger mission, not a mission, a larger goal.
Yeah.
Priyanka Chopra has already done it. When I look at her, because growing up, I didn't see women that looked like
Of course.
me. That culture was so away from what I grew up in.
Right.
And today we have South Asian stories.
Yes.
We have actors that are kind of ruling the charts across different mediums.
Yeah.
For me, I seek a lot of hope from what Priyanka Chopra has done, because what she's done right now. And I feel like, look, art has no boundaries. And especially for the newer generations to come, for the younger generations to come, they need to see people that look like them.
Yes.
Our culture needs to be celebrated globally. That's the only way you kind of bridge the gap that still exists.
Exactly.
So I feel very fortunate that it's happened with a film like Thank You for Coming that celebrates various themes around womanhood. It celebrates just existing as a woman in the times that we live with, dealing with the prejudice, the shame, the guilt, uh, that the society has put on us through generations.
You're not new to this, Bhumi. I mean, there was Dam Laga Ke Hesha. You started off with body positivity.
Yes.
You hit the ground running with that one. Then there was Toilet, where it was like the basic necessity of having a
Yes.
bathroom and access to one in the home for women. Now, Thank You for Coming in Female Pleasure. Obviously, so overtly, so incredibly done. Do you go on set with these films that have social messages with more gusto? Do you wake up with more
I
purpose?
think so. I think so. I'm also, as a person, my ethos has pretty much been that.
Yes.
Even before I became an actor, I was a girl with a voice.
Right.
It's just that today there are a lot more people that kind of listen to me,
Right.
and I feel like as a person who has a certain power, who is in a place of influence, I have to use it to the most of my capacity to bring about any kind of positive change.
Absolutely.
Look, growing up, I've always wanted to be an actor. I'm not an accidental actor. I have manifested every bit of it. I've also manifested being with a film representing an Indian film internationally. And look, here I am. So for all the girls that are listening to our interview, actually any young adult, you need to aim high. You need to have a lot of ambition, and you need to have big dreams to achieve them.
Absolutely.
Because I don't come from a background that in any way supported me being an actor.
Right.
Yet here I am.
Exactly.
But kind of coming back to your question, I feel like I definitely am a lot more excited doing films that are very entertaining but leave behind some kind of a message. I'm not just frou-frou. I love the laughs, I love the giggles, I love it, but I still want to feel something beyond that, because in the longevity of life and in for your larger purpose and the legacy that I want to leave behind.
Yeah.
I feel just giving back and bringing about a change is a very, very large part of it.
Absolutely. I think you've moved mountains with that already. And
Thank
there's probably
you.
so much more to go now before I do let you go. What are some other social causes that you want to address through mainstream media, Hindi commercial films, through your work?
Look, I mean, where gender disparity is concerned,
Yeah.
it's a large mountain to climb. There are so many themes that are yet untouched. But if I kind of go away from that, I think something that I really want to speak about, and I hope I can do it through through any film of mine, I want to speak about climate change. You know, it's something that's very, very close to my heart. It's a cause that I also try and champion as much as I can.
Yes.
But look, everything is interconnected, right? Because whenever there's a calamity, it can be man-made or natural, there are certain sections that are the most affected.
Right.
And in most of my films, I have represented those sections. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh my God, I hope someone's listening.
I hope someone's listening. Look, no, like you watched the film, your review, something that gave me like such joy. And I mean, I also feel like, you know, the girls that follow you are the women that I want to connect with as well.
Okay, I'm so happy
You know,
to
so
hear
please
that.
take your time.
My
It's
team and I have
okay.
been sitting there and going, we need Bhumi. We need her because our audience needs her. So thank you.
That's so kind.
I was going to say, thank you for coming. Obviously, it's about female pleasure. It's done overtly and incredibly, like I said. Were there reservations on how it would be received by South Asians who are conservative? It's a taboo topic. We talk about sex. We talk about orgasms.
You know, I think I've gone through the whole. I've gone through this ordeal so many times with so many of my films. Like, for example, when I did Badhai Do, everybody told me, no, but like, you know, a film around homosexuality and same-sex marriage and just a gay couple, and it's not going to work and people are not going to love you for it. But Badhai Do got insane amount of love. It's a film that's etched down in history because it was a part of, it represented a community that had nearly no representation in our community.
Exactly.
You know, and I feel like I've gone through this ordeal so many times that I've become a little deaf to what others have to say. You know, I have always I'm a product of my instinct and my courage, and I don't think that would ever change. As far as the material fits into what I resonate with and my moral being, I will have all conviction doing it. And I have done a love stories in the past, you know, which was very, very early on in my career. Like it was probably like one of the first pieces of work that I did post Dam Laga Ke Haisha. And I had the courage then as well because I feel like female sexuality, just female desire, is never spoken of, right? Because a woman with desire is quite intimidating to the society. You know, they're pretty scared of her because you're immediately character assassinated. You're called some of the meanest words. You know, you're called fast or, you know, whatever other slang that people attach with you. And I have been on that journey. You know, I have had instances where people have completely devalued me because I am a successful, independent girl. And this obviously happens in a more personal space, right? So that gives me more fire to represent these stories. You know, that gives me more angst because it's my way of telling the world, no, you are wrong. You know, you are in the wrong. We are not in the wrong. And I really hope that through these stories and all the narratives that we put out, there are a lot more women that you know, find some courage when they see a Kanika Kapoor or when they see all the other phenomenal women in the film. You know, if there's any connection, like the characters for my mom in the film and my Nani, they're actually one of my most favorite parts ever written. They are so, they truly stand for feminism. You know, she had a daughter out of wedlock. And she stood her ground and she's still living her life and she is so evolved and she's never been bound by any societal shackles. you know, and my grandmom, who because of her conditioning might feel like, oh, you know, you might feel like she's not progressive, but she is progressive because this is a household led by women. And that was one of my
Exactly.
biggest connections with the film as well. Because for us, it's my sister, my mom, and I.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
we are such strong women. My mom lives her life, and she is one of our largest support systems.
Yeah.
My sister and I are pretty much like, we aren't twins, but the world thinks we are twins. Yeah, we look the same. She's right there. The world thinks we are twins, but we are not. But I feel like our souls are, uh, we have the same soul.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
we in our house, we are each other's biggest cheerleaders.
Yes.
We are each other's biggest critics. They are literally all I need. And that's pretty much how whole, like the last scene in the film, you know, when they all are just, I know, it made me cry
I was telling
too.
Karan yesterday.
Oh, it can still, like, I still tear up.
Yeah.
Like, I get so emotional. That scene is a true representation of what a complete whole person should feel and look like.
Right.
You know, and that's how I feel today.
Exactly.
You know, so to all the girls out there, not just girls, anybody that belongs to any kind of, any vulnerable community,
Right.
you know, you
Yeah.
have to, I know finding strength within yourself is not the easiest,
Yes.
you know, because it really depends on your circumstances as well.
Yeah.
But you have to do it.
You have to give it a shot.
You have to give it a shot. Your happiness can't be dependent on somebody else.
Exactly.
You are responsible for your own happiness. The day you understand that, a lot of tougher situations will become easier.
I love that. And we're gonna take it toward this or that. So
Okay.
I know you probably haven't been in Toronto for too long. But
No, I
have you sat in Toronto
haven't.
traffic?
I've done nothing. No.
Nothing.
I've literally been in the hotel and gone around like a few studios. That's about it.
Have you had Timmy's coffee?
No. So make sure Timmy's
Somebody
coffee.
please get her Tim Hortons.
Oh, Tim Hortons.
Yeah, Tim Hortons,
Okay.
sorry,
So,
Timmy's, sorry,
okay.
the Toronto
Yeah,
one
yeah,
is
yeah. I
Toronto.
have. We have it in India now as well.
Oh, do you? Do
Yes.
you really? Oh, awesome. Okay, because yesterday we were talking to Dolly and we're like honey cruller and French vanilla. Like you need to.
Okay.
need to
We'll
do
get some
that.
now. We have some. We have a Tim Hortons right here.
Right there, exactly. Okay, so really quickly, traffic in Toronto or traffic in Mumbai?
Like, which one do I prefer?
Yeah, which one do you prefer?
I think Toronto, because the traffic in Mumbai is unparalleled. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
you know, you don't get
maybe
it.
I don't know.
No, you don't
As much
know.
as you guys probably know.
We are traumatized.
Got it. I was gonna say Timmy's coffee or cutting chai.
I'm a coffee person,
Are
so
you
to me
really?
it's coffee.
Okay, and lastly, TIFF or film festivals in general, or promotion tours for films.
Film festivals.
Perfect. Thanks, Bhumi. You were such a dream, like I imagined.
Thank you.